Hey guys, welcome back to another video. Today we're going to sharpen a poultry scissor. The way a poultry scissor works, very thick bladed scissor. The action is kind of like a gardening scissor, however, this is much thicker because you're cutting through bone, and that's obviously also because they get dull after a while still, even though they are so strong, because you get chipping, you get a burr, and we need to repair that. For tools, I'm going to use my small DMT handstone and also my DMT cone sharpener, because these poultry scissors are usually kind of curved on the blades and you cannot sharpen this with just a small DMT stone, sadly. So you need two tools to do it properly. First of all, let's disassemble it. I guess they all would be assembled pretty much the same, with some sort of screw that's just holding both halves together. They are usually not that complicated. Alright, be careful not to lose any of the springs when you take the screws out, so you don't have them shooting across the room. Now you can easily access both of the halves. The way I'm going to go over this is, first I am going to flatten it a bit on the back. These don't look like they are hollow ground. I don't know if that's the same for all scissors, but I can imagine that they won't be hollow ground to give it more strength on the cutting edge. However, that still means that we need to flatten it in case we have some metal bent over. So just prop it up on something, lay your handstone flat on the blade, and then just give it a few passes. And I can already feel some coarseness here, so I'm definitely taking away material. Alright, back feels polished. You can see where we took away material on the top. And now we need to sharpen the cutting edge. And for this, for everything that is kind of bending outwards, I mean, you can use a flat stone. So if you only get one of those, you can try and repair it a little bit. However, in there, you would kind of need to use the edge of your stone, which, I mean, it's definitely possible, but it isn't ideal. But nevertheless, I'm going to show it to you how it works this way. Again, prop it up on something, find the angle, which is not too difficult because this is pretty big cutting surface, and then just give it a few passes. In comparison to that, this is how it would work with the round sharpening stone. I'll find a good position, and then you can just follow it all the way to the bottom. So this is much easier to do with one of these sharpening stones. Alright, now after a few passes, I can already feel that I have a burr again on the back side. So that's what we need to remove. Flatten it on the back, and then I'm going to kind of pull it backwards, almost pull the stone into the knife. And then to finish it off, we can give it a few passes on the leather strop. What is very important on every scissor is you cannot leave a burr on the inside. If you do, and you put the scissor back together and you have if they are made out of good quality steel, you will destroy them again, just right away. Because you have this steel burr that's very hard, and you are going to cut into the steel burr, and that's going to get caught between the blades, and it's just going to destroy them again. So that's very important that you do some good passes on the leather strop, or be much more careful with the other handstone to make sure that all of it is gone. Run your finger across it, and as you can hear, right here I'm still catching. So I need to continue here, because that's where I could destroy the scissor. Just right off the bat, it would be damaged here. The same goes for the outside. You still want to make sure that there's no burr on the outside, because even though it's not devastating, this can still cause issues. Yeah? When we do the paper test later, we would see if there would be a burr left on the cutting edge, like on this side. So we need to remove this one too. All right, now after a bit of sharpening, scissor is back together. You can see where I did some work. The tension, you need to set it manually, just to a point where you can hear it closing all the way from the back to the front, but it's not too tight. Yeah, there's no reason to overdo it. Do a bit of a cutting test here and some kitchen roll. Yeah, that looks good for a scissor that's meant to cut much coarser things than that. Be able to pull off a cut like this is pretty good. Then you know you did good work and you removed all of the nicks and burrs that were in there. That was it for this video. I hope you liked it. I hope you learned something. If you did, then consider subscribing and giving the video a like, and then I will see you in the next one. Bye bye.